Day 9 of Thought Garden. Wow. Um, it's interesting. This is art imitating life because what I wrote about today is actually happening today for me. Um, and it's just kind of interesting. So, to begin, and as hope some people will hop on here, um, I want to first just remind everyone that if you've missed any of the days, you can go to my YouTube channel and put in Felicity Solomon or Thought Garden. And I actually have a playlist of all of the videos. So you can go back and supplement your reading with a video if you like. They're all short. Um, and just like today's passage is pretty short today. So, but feel free to use that. Feel free to engage on there. I'll, if I see any comments, I'll come back and just want to, it's fun to see what people's impressions are of the days. But as I said, wow, today, day 9, everyday inspiration. I am getting a lot of inspiration today. Um, my steps are just really ordered. The conversations that I'm having are matching up with even some things that I've been through recently. So when I wrote this, I was being inspired every day by, some thoughts and some things that were going on. And I just thought about how wonderful it was to live in that inspired place. But for the last couple of weeks, I have not felt very inspired. and and I've already kind of come out of that, but I haven't felt just things where there was like a tension. Even in getting this book out was a challenge for me, and something that I experienced a lot of growth doing, which was wonderful. So, and now I feel like I'm reaping the fruit of that, and just some very inspiring things have happened today. So, Psalm 42:7, which is our scripture today, says, "Deep calleth unto deep at the noise of thy water spouts. All thy waves and thy billows are gone over me." And so today I'm just inspired by the poetry of the Bible. I have an artistic background. I have an acting background, and teaching acting, directing, just really into theater, public speaking. So, I love to like speak of things in an artistic way. I loved Shakespeare and stuff in college, and took a couple of classes like that. So, kind of inspired by that and what I've written today. Um, but and especially the part where, even though I was definitely in a place of inspiration where I wrote this, but I talk about waiting in between those periods of this. It's just not every day that you're going to feel that way. My explanation for that is that we're not in heaven yet. And so there are just days that feel uninspired. There are days that we're living maybe with some tension of knowing what God is wanting, and knowing that He's pulling us, pushing us into that place of growth. So, and like I said, I just came out of that period. And here is the thing that is one thing that's inspiring me so much today, because there's actually been several things. It's I'm when I'm recording this, it's actually like midday, so hasn't been a lot of hours that have passed. But I tell you, God is like overwhelming me right now. Whatever difficulties I just went through these past couple weeks seem like nothing. For those women out there that have given birth, you'll know that feeling of having been through something so hard, and then now it's all good, right? You're holding this baby. But I realized that a lot of what I went through in the past couple of weeks. And it's so hard for me to remember this at the time, but it didn't really have only to do with me. There was a lot I got from it, but there was a strength that I got from it that I am now using for other people. If I had not been through even what I just went through in the last like 3 weeks, I wouldn't even be able to help the people that I'm helping right now because there's stuff I wouldn't know and there's some things that I wouldn't have remembered. So that's kind of amazing to me. And another thing is that I kind of went through that season alone. And it just reminds me of there are some safeguards that I've put on my life. Even when things are difficult, there are just some things I instinctively lean to just to make sure I don't catastrophize things. Like I don't make things a bigger deal than what they are. Um, and also sometimes I can talk about something in a certain way that it makes it harder for me after the conversation. So that's just something I've learned to do with myself. We all, we just have to learn how to navigate even the challenging times of life, and we have to know what works well for us. And so, just looking back on that, it's just amazing to me. And I'm really thankful that I have this moment of inspiration here on day 9. It just happens to coincide with the devotional today to reflect on how much God is making everything work together for our good. So we can say that even in the days when we don't feel inspired, we can be inspired by wondering, wow, how is God using this to work toward my good? This isn't an instance where I'm screwing everything up. What am I doing wrong? How can I just fix everything about me because I'm so uncomfortable? No, how is God using this to work toward my good and the good of those I love? I hope that that inspires you today, whether you are having a day that is just lit up on the inside of you with a lot of beauty, or whether you're feeling that tension, or whether you're just flat out sad or angry for some reason. I hope that it sparks a moment of thought in you to say, I wonder how God is using this to work toward my good and the good of those that I love. So enjoy that flower from your thought garden today. And thank you for being with me.